Let's talk about consequences. Famed coach Nick Saban once said, high achievers don't like mediocre players, and mediocre players, they don't like high achievers. Ain't that the truth? And standards, they create consequences. When you lower them, the cost is poor performance and wasted effort and declining trust. When you set and raise them high, the reward is clarity and accountability and growth. And you know, every leader sets the tone, and every tone, that sets the culture. So if you're seeing inconsistency or confusion or complacency, it's probably not a talent problem per se, it's probably a standards problem. Because the reality is simple. You have the team you deserve. Because when you tolerate excuses and protect dysfunction or reward comfort, mediocrity, it becomes the culture. And once it's in, it spreads fast. Momentum slows and morale fades, results drop. But when you set and uphold high standards and you enforce them consistently, you build a culture of clarity and ownership and shared responsibility. And people either rise to the call or they reveal that they don't belong. That's why one of our favorite BOS-UP mantras is coach them up or coach them out. And grace gives people the space to grow, while grit ensures the bar stays in place. And together, grace and grit separate strong leaders from not so strong ones. Because when you lower the bar in the name of loyalty or likability or busyness, the consequence is always the same, and it's not good, and the mission suffers. All right, here are 3 gems to help you captivate consequences. Number 1, take inventory of alignment, not just the activity. You know, C and B players, they can stay busy, and they do, while A players, they deliver results. Motion doesn't equal momentum, and noise doesn't equal progress. The consequence of ignoring this truth is wasted time and diluted effort. So measure alignment, not just activity. Number 2, extend the invite, but enforce the standard. In other words, grace means people get a real chance to grow, but grit means the bar doesn't bend. If you confuse patience with passivity and excuses, well, they start to thrive. So extend the invite to rise, but enforce the standard if they don't. That's how you protect the mission. And number 3, own the culture you've created. Culture isn't what you preach, it's what you permit. If you allow mediocrity to remain after you've coached up and clarified, that consequence, it's on you. Protecting the mission means protecting the bar, because weak enforcement always leads to weak performance. In summary, standards carry consequences, always. And if they're low, mediocrity becomes the culture and results erode. If they're set high and they stay there, clarity sharpens, accountability strengthens, and growth compounds. So the question isn't whether consequences will come, it's which ones you're willing to live with. And great leaders, they blend grace with grit. They create room for people to rise, but they also protect the mission when they don't. Because culture, it's defined by what's tolerated. So have the courage to embrace the right consequences. Boss up and Carpe Momentum.